Hi, Facebook fans. We're here again for another Team Tuesday. This time, we're going to be interviewing Heather. She usually interviews everyone on the team, but
It's weird being on the other side.
yep, now we're going to be interviewing you today. So yeah, Heather, you're the Director of Communications here
That's
at
right.
Nima. But yeah, could you maybe introduce a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Heather Sliwinski, Director of Communications at Nima. And at Nima, I'm mostly responsible for working with media, influencers, bloggers, and then also doing a lot with our social media accounts, as most of you know if you watch our Facebook Live videos.
All right. And what did you do before Nima?
Before Nima, I was in many different PR agencies, mostly working in tech, both enterprise and consumer technology. So I've had clients like Salesforce, VMware, Samsung, so some pretty big tech companies. And I really just wanted to move in-house instead of working at an agency, and here I am.
What was like your inspiration of joining Nima?
So I saw the original seed funding article in TechCrunch and saw about the product, that there was going to be this sensor that could test your food for gluten, and I just thought that was the coolest product ever, because I myself have a few food intolerances. So I just knew that I wanted to work with this company in some way, shape, or form, whether it was as a PR agency and they were my client, or working for Nima itself. So it took about a year for me to chat with Shireen, CEO, and the team, and really persuade them to hire me, and here I am.
All right. Yeah, so it sounds like you've been here for a while now.
Yeah, I mean,
How long has it been?
In July it'll be 2 years. So
Okay.
if some days it feels like longer, and some days it feels shorter.
And so you've been on the marketing team. What's been kind of, I know, I've been with you for a while. We've gone through launch and all that, but you were here way before. What's been something like, kind of the most exciting experience you had, being part of the marketing team on here in Nima?
I mean, just being able to see a product go from idea and prototype all the way to in the hands of thousands of people has been extremely rewarding, and also just knowing that this technology helps so many people on a daily basis stay healthy and feel better has been rewarding, more than working for any other tech company has been for me.
Mm-hmm. And so, we're all about food transparency, and I know about some of your, your food, I guess, sensitivity or your food identity, but our audience doesn't. Can you share a little bit about your food identity?
So I have an inflammatory bowel disease called Crohn's disease. If you saw our Team Tuesday with Scott Sunvor, our other co-founder, he has ulcerative colitis, so very similar diseases, and it's not really caused by diet necessarily, but I myself noticed that different foods make me feel differently, and that I feel better when I eat a certain way. So I consider myself to be paleo, but kind of a hybrid paleo, and it's really just figuring out what works for me. So I avoid most grains, refined sugars, most dairy, corn and soy, and some other things I've figured out along the way I don't tolerate very well. But yeah. To sum it up, paleo.
Yeah, so you definitely live basically the Nima life.
Mm-hmm.
You use Nima pretty much every time you eat.
Very often.
What the audience members may not know is Heather, along with, let's say, myself or Carla and a few others here on the marketing team, but mainly Heather, she is a major contributor to our social media content, especially on our Instagram channel. So if you guys have been following the Instagram channel and have seen a lot of great dishes, or even a sad dish, I yesterday you posted like 4 plain scallops because that was your gluten-free scallop.
Yeah.
But so you're posting a lot, you're eating a lot, you're using Nima a lot. For those around the world who are eating, like what have been some of your favorite restaurants or maybe favorite cities?
Oh, man.
That you've contributed these really great or really sad gluten-free or gluten-found dishes?
I mean, favorites, just in San Francisco, Little Gem is one of my favorites. They have a lot of paleo options, not just gluten-free, so that's been a great restaurant. I had these amazing pancakes, and I hadn't had pancakes in a long time. So I love Little Gem, and Pika Pika in San Francisco is great too. We recently came back from Austin, Texas, and Picnic Austin was an amazing restaurant with lots of paleo-friendly foods for me, and delicious too. It's not often when you find a restaurant that has great options for you that are also really delicious and make you not miss the real thing. So those were some of my favorites. And destinations, of course, Disney World, Disneyland for me. They really take care of their guests.
You just came back from
last night just came back from Disney World. So had a lot of...
Is the new Pandora World, is that gluten-free?
So I found a gluten-free breakfast there on Pandora. So Nima's now been tested on separate planets as well.
Right. So if you could only eat one food item with gluten or without gluten for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Pizza. I'm from Chicago, so I'm down for both deep dish and thin crust. They're very, very good in Chicago. So if I didn't have food intolerances, it would be pizza.
I bet there's like arguments like what is the best deep dish pizza place in Chicago?
My favorite would have to be Uno's.
Okay.
I know a lot of people love Lou Malnati's, but I'm an Uno's fan.
Do you know if they do gluten-free?
You know, I'm actually not sure. I tend to not go out and order pizza because most of the time I can't have it.
Well, if anyone's in Chicago,
if anyone's tested Uno's, let me know.
Let us know. Yep. Lastly, is there anything you can share to our community members about what you're working on? Like I know you can't say everything that you're working on, but maybe a preview of something that you're excited about coming soon?
That's a great question. I mean, I'm always really excited to attend events, whether it's with bloggers or potential customers or current customers. So going to events is always it's really fun to talk to people, whether or not they've used Nima, demo it for them, see their faces light up when they realize there's a technology out there like Nima that can help them eat out a little bit, more comfortably or without anxiety. So we're going to a few places in the next few months. We're going to Blog Her in Orlando. So I get to go back to Orlando. And then later on this November, we're going to Fablicon, which is a food allergy bloggers conference. There's the International Food Bloggers Conference coming up as well in September. So for me, it's always fun to go to events and talk to people and spread the word about Nima.
All right, so if you guys see Heather at any of these events, say hi to her because she wants to say hi to you guys.
Yeah, and I'll put you on Instagram.
Great. So that's it for today's Team Tuesday covering Heather. Hopefully we'll see you guys next Tuesday, and she'll be back.
I'll be asking the questions again next week.
All right, thanks everyone for watching.
Bye.